Every time a major corruption scandal is reported, the country's attention shifts to Integrity Center, where the anti-graft body EACC is housed. With at least 10 billion shillings alleged to have been siphoned through the latest corruption scams in the National Youth Service NYS and the maize scandal at the National Cereals and Produce Board NCPB, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is yet again on the spot.
Everybody in Kenya wants corruption to be fought, but nobody in Kenya accepts they are corrupt.
As the institution expected to detect and unearth corruption and furnish the prosecution department with watertight evidence to nail masterminds of graft, big or small, the commission has often been outpaced by masters of corruption. A list of corruption suspects submitted by EACC to President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2015, who in return presented it to Parliament and forced at least 275 top government officials to quit, did not amount to much.
Wewe ulinisimamisha hapo mbele ya bunge, nikafuta mawaziri na nani ambao sasa wananilaumu, they hate me, wengine wana campaign against me, na wewe ndio uliniambia hii watu wako mpaka wa leo, this is 2 years, hujaniambia where their guilt is.
The appointment of retired Anglican Archbishop Eliud Wabukala to head the EACC was expected to inject some freshness in the war against graft, but a year since it took over, with a new team of commissioners, corruption remains deeply rooted, with EACC flip-flopping.
But nobody in Kenya will say they themselves are corrupt. And when EACC gets hold of somebody, I've seen very many, they come crying and say, no, EACC, it is political. Or my tribe is getting finished.
On the first phase of NYS corruption, EACC claims to have seized and frozen assets worth over 500 million shillings from key suspects. Out of the 24 suspects arrested and arraigned in court, only one remains, with 23 among them the then devolution principal Secretary Peter Mangiti and NYS Director General Nelson Githinjua acquitted. The Director of Public Prosecutions has since appealed the decisions.
Corruption is like an iceberg. What we are seeing on top has the biggest layer down there. And our institutions have a big duty to melt this iceberg so that corruption gets less in our country.
While critics accuse Wabukala and his team of sleeping on the job, and some top commission officials claim to be complicit in the siphoning of public funds, EACC has often passed the buck to the judiciary, judges and magistrates accused of pocketing part of the loot to procure acquittals on technicalities.
Let's stop the blame game. Wanjiku is not interested in who is doing what. Wanjiku is not interested in being told that the evidence that was presented before court was not good enough for a conviction.
The Commission has been seeking a review of the legal regime to firm up the war against graft, including giving it powers to prosecute corruption cases.
Handshake isifanye tuwache kuchunguza masuala ya ufisadi Kenya hii. Inafaa tufanye kazi yetu ambayo tulichaguliwa na wananchi.
However, EACC continues to struggle with the public prosecution that its officers were overzealous in netting the small fish while letting the big fish plunder the country's coffers unabated. Francis Gashuri's Citizen Weekend.